Welcome back to The Word on Long Beach, brought to you by the Long Beach Post. I'm your host, Jackie Rae. Myself, Mike G, and Thomas, we covered the protest, the Long Beach School Board protest regarding vaccines and masks. We're going to touch on that. But first, Mike G, he covers a lot of our school stuff for us, especially the sports. We also have kids in school. So touch on what it's like going back to school after this pandemic.
I dropped my kids off. I have a kindergartner and a third grader in the district, and then was able to go around to 4 or 5 different schools. And there was just so much joy from the kids getting to see their friends, the parents being excited to, I feel a little bit as a parent like, okay, we've made it through this important part of the pandemic that my kids can see their friends, they can sort of resume that part of their life because, quite frankly, if you have friends that go to bars or go to sports games or whatever, everyone else has gotten back to, so whatever is the most important part of their life, they've been able to find some kind of a way to do it. And that was really the first day for kids. So I know there was some anxiety for some people. My wife and I were definitely a little worried. Our kids are too young to be vaccinated. So they're there, they're in masks. They did come home and report everyone was being good about it, in the classroom. I don't think the kids notice them at this point. Mine don't. But on the whole, overwhelming joy from parents. I know for me of my kids get to sort of get back to their life, and I get to get back to not having them sitting as close as we are right now while I'm doing my job for a year and a half, which was very interesting.
Yeah, I bet. I think the interesting thing from what you just said, when we talk about kids, they adapt so well. I mean, They'll pretty much, if you let them wear their favorite Spider-Man costume to school every day, they will totally do that. If you tell them, hey, you've got to wear a mask to school every day, they will do that as well. I think the resistance comes from the parents, obviously. Did you experience any parents resistant to that?
No, I did not personally see that. I did hear there was one protester at Wilson High School who was standing there with a sign saying, you're being controlled or something. But I think in terms of the actual school, I didn't really see that. And I even saw a lot of the people who had been really vocally opposed to masks or to the school district requesting the kids get the vaccine when they're over 12. A lot of those people sort of put that aside for opening day and were just like, this is great that they're back. We were fighting all last year to get them back in school and they're there. So I think everyone, for the most part, put the signs down and everyone just had a day of communally in every neighborhood in the city enjoying that, kids had the opportunity to be back.
I mean, that's great because it's kids. And I just think whatever your opinions are, let the kids be kids. Let them have a good first day and school year. Prayerfully, we can get through the whole entire school year. But I do want to backtrack with that being said, because the three of us covered the protest at the Long Beach School Board with the, anti-vaxxers and the anti-maskers. And I just got to say, just from a professional standpoint, that was amazing to have the inside coverage from you. Thomas was getting the pictures. I was getting the interviews. From a professional level, to have that team full coverage was fantastic. Being outside, though, it was a little different. I was kind of jealous that you got to be inside. I felt like Thomas and I were in the lion's den.
Oh, yeah. Well, we should have switched. Yeah.
Right?
Front lines were out there, the front lines.
I want to kind of divert to an incident that happened while we were there to Thomas. So because we wanted to get out this coverage so quickly, editing video, as you know, not the easiest thing in the world, kind of time consuming. So Thomas had suggested that I take a break, go up, and then kind of start the editing. Yeah. I think I was up in his truck for maybe 45 seconds tops. I think I had time to unlock the door, flip my laptop open, and get the SD card in before I heard this whole commotion. So I decided to get out the car and film the commotion. And it took me another maybe minute before I realized, holy crap, Thomas is in the middle of the commotion. There was like a guy that was just kind of, chasing after him. So can you kind of tell us how that started?
He was a little aggressive. Basically, there was a parent that said something. The majority of the parents there were anti-maskers, anti-vaxxers. There was a parent who said something that they didn't like. So when she came out, all these other people were starting to rush her. So she kind of hid behind me because I was shooting these photos of these parents starting to, scream and yell. So she kind of stepped behind me, and so
For safety.
for safety. So I just stood there. And then this one parent just started getting in my face, calling me a liar. And this other gentleman had to step between us, and then Jackie came to my rescue.
I
And
did.
Yeah, you did.
I
So
my personality, I'm not a confrontational person, but I'm not non-confrontational. If the confrontation is there, let's get it. But being said,
no, I'm pretty
Thomas-
well trained. I don't really say much if someone.
well,
gets
that
in
was
my
the
face.
part
I
that
just-
got me. Is Thomas
you know,
literally
so-
said nothing, and with every moment that you said nothing, the gentleman became more infuriated.
I genuinely don't know what the sort of moral answer is, because it's like it's absolutely newsworthy and noteworthy that these school board meetings, which I've covered for a long time, they're boring meetings. I mean, just to be completely honest, they're almost always unanimous votes on everything. And I'm not a journalist who complains. That's good with me. You know, boring's good. Like, keep everything going and move things along. It's noteworthy and it's reflective maybe of something about our community that people would do this at a school board meeting. So to not cover it doesn't seem honest, but it also doesn't seem honest to cover it too much, because as we said, like, then you look Tuesday, 68,000 kids go back to school. Only 1,000 opted to stay home this year. And, you know, I've heard reports of a total of one protester, right? You know, I think that we're all unbiased, and we take the facts as they come in, but you're also a human being.
Right.
And pretending that you're not a human being is not a way forward in honest, ethical journalism either, right? So
I just wanted you guys to kind of get a glimpse into what we went through covering that, and then where we are with the schools now. And it definitely seems like a night and day difference, which I'm very glad, because I definitely don't want our kids to be out there experiencing our drama as adults.